Hi, it's Kathleen from Bailey Academy, a Canadian mom of five, homeschooling three of them, ages 8, 11, and 15. I also have a 16-year-old in public school and an 18-year-old who graduated public school. Oh, we don't start school until September, but that's what it's going to be this year. I wanted to share what my curriculum choices were for my Rising Grade 3 and Rising Grade 6. I already did a video about Grade 10, so if you wanted to see that, make sure you go look at my past videos. I don't just go buy an all-in-one curriculum or even a bunch of curriculums and put them. I sort of mix and match cheaper resources, or I love free resources. So I have not really curriculum per se, but this is what we're using for the year. So first, I want to do the things that my younger ones, I call them my younger ones, are going to be doing on their own. At the end, I'll share kind of what our schedule is. Actually, I don't know if I have my schedule paper here, but I'll give you a rough idea of what our schedule is. I also wanted to note that I rewatched some of my old videos, and apparently I talk super fast, which actually isn't a surprise to me because I've always talked really fast. So please let me know if I'm talking too fast for you. I will try to slow down in this video. It's hard for me. Okay, so alone, they're going to do math, literacy, which is also known as language arts, and their cursive. And my older one, we're going to do French too as well. I forgot to write that down. So for math, we're going to try the good and the beautiful. I am Christian, but we are a secular homeschooling family. However, their math doesn't really have much in the way of religion in it that I could see. And I'm not worried about like a few things here or there. I've heard the good and the bad about the good and the beautiful, and I thought we would at least give it a try, form our own opinion. And I mean, free. So yes, so it's the good and the beautiful, and if needed, they're 4 days a week. So we're not going to do formal math on Fridays, but if they need extra practice on a subject or thing, we can do it on Friday. Or it's also a 120-day curriculum, so if we need to take a break, like the first 2 weeks of school, I just realized we're going to should have wrote down whose video it was from. I think it was the secular and free homeschool. I'll link her below. She mentioned that her kids were struggling with math because they needed more math drills, like knowing your multiplication facts and addition facts like immediately in your head. So I'm going to spend the first 2 weeks drilling math facts to make sure that they've learned all those, at least the multiplication facts, before we move into the good and the beautiful, because it's harder to do work if you don't know the math facts. For literacy or language arts, I decided that for my youngest one, she's going to do the good and the beautiful language arts because she doesn't mind mention about God and stuff like that. So we'll try that out. I have lots of resources for adding on, which I'll talk about in a minute. But for my son, which is the rising grade 6, him and my grade 10 are going to have themed days. So grammar Monday, vocabulary Tuesday, writing Wednesday, and reading comprehension Thursday. We're not doing specific like something for language literacy or language arts on Fridays, but again, we'll talk more about Fridays in a minute. So for Grammar Monday, I have a couple different random resources. Here's my thing here. Okay, so I have these that I bought, not realizing they were so skinny. I mentioned these in a previous video. Scholastic, so he's got reading comprehension, grammar, and writing. So the days that those are applicable, he will work on that until those books are done. I also picked up this for free. It's reading skills, so that can be on reading comprehension day. And we have this Brain Quest workbook, which has spelling and vocabulary, language arts, reading and writing, plus math, social studies, and science. So working through the spelling and vocabulary word part on Vocab Tuesday, and the grammar parts on Monday, writing parts on Wednesday, reading comprehension on Thursday. And then I will also use free resources that I find online and just sort of go from there. If I need to buy more books, I'll buy more books. But, you know, I want to add new things. Also, every day he will be doing a book study, meaning he will read probably a chapter a day plus some sort of work to go with it. So I have the first 4 books that he's going to study. And I have other ideas for other ones. But for right now, I have good old Holes, which was one of my favorites when I studied it in school. The Giver, also a favorite. Actually, like these two are like the favorites. The Pigman, which you don't hear too much about, but I studied it in school and I think it has good lessons. And Lord of the Flies. So these are his first 4 books. Once, he's not a reader. Like, he can read really well, but he doesn't like to read. He hates reading, if you ask him. He even hates our read alouds, so he says, but I've seen him smiling and laughing, so. So I'm going to start off with no individual reading time other than just the books he's studying, but I'm hoping to work in where, even if it's just on Fridays or something, he does, or before bed, he does a little bit of other reading too, but we're working him up to that, so we'll see how that works. So that is what is that everything for language arts? Yes. And then cursive. Both kids are starting cursive for the first time this year. Got these from Amazon. Showed these on another video. So they're going to work 1 page a day on that. Oh, I forgot. I also have this little book that I got for free. Grammar. This is grade 5, but whatever, close enough. So on grammar days, you can work on that. What was the thing else? Oh, French. So last year, okay, around here, grade 4 is when you start French. But I mean, I started in grade 1, and you learn it better if you start earlier. And despite my rising grade 3's arguments that she's not supposed to be doing French, you know, as a homeschooler, I can do whatever I want, especially here because we don't have rules in Ontario. So I think she should do French. So last school year, what we did was, well, it was a half school year, but what we did was we did French every day. 2 days a week was Duolingo, and 2 days a week, sorry, I meant 4 times a week. 2 times a week was Duolingo, and 2 times a week was some other free resource that I found online. She ended up complaining so much, we ended up only doing the resources and not doing the Duolingo. So I still haven't decided yet, but my son will be doing it 4 days a week for sure, and probably 2 days a week for my daughter. So I bought them these French 1 books, which again are smaller than I thought they were. So I'll probably do these together, plus free resources together, and then on the other days he'll do Duolingo. Sorry, I'm stumbling over my words because it's 6:30 in the morning. Okay, so my daughter, the good and the beautiful for math, like as I mentioned, the good and the beautiful for language arts. She's also going to read 10 minutes a day and move her up to 15 minutes a day. And cursive 1 page from the book. And when they finish the book, then we will either print extra practice from online or just have them write something in cursive. I probably should have mentioned first, before I continue into my family subjects, that we will be doing our first morning basket. It is not religious in any way. It's a secular morning basket. And I still am writing down ideas of exactly how I want it to work. And I don't even think I have the right paper. But basically, let me just make sure I don't have the paper before I start trying to remember what I wanted to say. I don't think I do. What I planned, yeah, I think it's on another paper somewhere else. Whoops, supposed to keep organized. I think what I'm planning to do is for the first little bit of the morning basket. Okay, the younger 2 each have one of these. This is the kind of book where it's blank on the top and has lines on the bottom. These are regular lined lines, not the bigger ones. Even though it shows that differently on the front, but whatever. So this is going to be their journal. So every day they're going to write, they can write whatever they want. Sentence is fine to start. We'll work them their way up. They're both really good at reading and pretty good at math, but their writing, their print writing they need work on it. So this is to help them print writing. And also to help with their drawing. So they're going to draw a little picture and write something. It can be what they did yesterday, what they want to do today, something about an event that happened or a holiday. Basically just a journal. And I'm not marking it or anything. It's just, you know, for them to practice and hopefully get better at writing and a little bit of drawing. So they're going to start with that. Not necessarily in this order, but they're also going to do character study. Again, secular character study. I have a list of these, what's the word I want? The character traits, that's it, that I want to work on. So we're going to do one a month: responsibility, gratitude, honesty, compassion/empathy, perseverance, positivity, fairness, patience, respect, and foresight. And those are picked from a bigger list that I picked the ones that my kids need to work on the most. So my oldest homeschooler, 15, is going to join us for some of this, but not all of it because she's got lots of work to do. But that way she can still join us for part of the day. So when we talk about the character trait, she's going to join us for that. But then afterwards, she's going to go work. And where did I go? Younger two are going to each have a composition workbook. I got these cute ones from the Dollarama. And they're going to notebook. So I might ask them to write about, how they can be fair, or write or answer some questions, or whatever I come up with. I haven't planned exactly what we're doing for each character study yet. And that may only be twice a week. I don't think we're going to do that every single day. I'm still planning that all out. But yeah, they're going to notebook, sorry. There's a YouTuber, and I can't think of her name right now. Something about home. Should have looked it up first. She's been YouTubing and homeschooling for a very long time, and she has a million different videos about notebooking. I will link her below. She's the one that got me realizing exactly what notebooking is. I was still confused about it, and lots of different ways you can notebook, and she's the one that's going to encourage me to notebook this year. So character study and journaling. We're going to have a read aloud, and both like a chapter read aloud and also another book that we might read aloud, like something that's like I have one that's 365 Days of Gutsy Women. I guess I should have grabbed these books, but I'll do another video on morning basket books. Basically, every day there's another like woman who was brave or courageous or something like that, and it talks about her, both in the past and like more recent. Or things like that where I want to read. It's just like going to be like a 5-minute read or 10-minute read. Aesop's Fables, we want to go through those. Things like that we're going to do. And I should have had that paper with me because I don't remember what the rest of it is. But now my table's a mess because I'm organizing and rearranging and spring cleaning in the summer, so I don't know where the paper is at the moment. I will do a morning basket video, and I will go over it once I get my link. All right, family studies. We are doing science 2 times a week, social studies 2 times a week, and art 2 times a week, and music 2 times a week. So every day we'll have 2 subjects in the family studies, basically. We are doing, so what I did was, for science, we do unit studies, homemade unit studies for the most part. So I put down every month. I picked what I felt like teaching or what they want to learn, a little bit of both. And then I have other paper where I'm going to be specific. So for example, September, we're going to do dinosaurs. I know dinosaurs is typically done in preschool, but they never did dinosaurs, and even when they were in school. And my son used to like dinosaurs, and I just figured it's a nice, easy one to get with. So for example, my list is September dinosaurs, and then on the next page I have September dinosaurs, and I have written down things that I have, resources that I have. So books that I have, I'm going to look at the library and make a list of books that I want to get from the library. We're going to some dinosaur read alouds during that time as well, in our morning basket, and or during, if we don't do it during morning basket, then during science time. And I'm going to look for free resources online that aren't designed for preschool. So if you know of any dinosaur resources that are free, that are not designed for preschool, please let me know, because I need them. because it's September. It's coming soon. And I am having trouble finding stuff that isn't preschool. So we're just going to do a little bit, like we do literature-based unit studies. So lots of library books, read them. Maybe we'll do some sort of science experiment or fun activity. We'll do possibly some notebooking about that as well, or writing in our binders. I'm still working on that. So September's dinosaurs. October we're going to do genetics, which I think will be really cool, and I found lots of free resources. And yes, I will be, once I plan what I'm doing, I was going to do a video for each of these so that if anybody else wants to do these, they know where to find stuff. November's inventors. December we're going to do Christmas around the world. January's technology, both historical and future and current, I should say, technology. February is famous scientists. March is going to be chemistry. April, I'm not sure yet. Probably zoology, but a different stuff than we did last year. May is going to be flight, and June is marine biology. And yes, I know the Good and the Beautiful has a marine biology unit. I downloaded it, but I don't know if we're going to use it because it's kind of not how we do things. So I have it just in case they take it off their site, but probably just making up my own stuff. So that's science. All right, so let's scroll past these pages here. Social studies. So September, we're going to do First Nations. And I have a resource I just bought from Amazon to help me out with. Indigenous Peoples of Canada, grades 4 to 6. This is a good resource if you're Canadian. It's by Chalkboard Publishing, but I got it off Amazon. And it's got both information, actually not in color, and also pages you can photocopy to have them fill in, but it's not workbook heavy. It's mostly information. And then it covers Indigenous people across Canada, like in the different sections. Indigenous culture. Europeans come to Turtle Island. Indigenous people today, and then there's activities and additional resources like lists of books, videos, television, podcasts, and notable Indigenous people, and a map of Canada at the back. And it comes with teaching tips. So I'm going to use that. And I also don't have it with me, but I just got a book on teaching about, from the library, about teaching about Indigenous culture. So I'm going to look at that and see if that's anything helpful at all. So October, so First Nations in September. October, we're going to go around the world. So October, North America. November, South America. December, I'm going to make the Christmas around the world thing, both science and social studies, so we can do lots of Christmas around the world. So, because that kind of fits into both. January, Europe. February, Asia. March, Australia/Oceania. April is Africa. May is, and then we're done. That's around the world. So in May, we're going to learn about Middle Ages and medieval times. And June, we're going to do explorers. Am I skipping anything else? Okay, so I have not planned. I'm still planning because school hasn't started yet. I'm still planning, but we are going to do health on Fridays. So Fridays is our lighter day. So we don't have math, we don't have literacy, we don't have science, we don't have social studies, art, or music. We're going to do health, we're going to do games. I love game schooling. I could use better games, but we're going to do fun activities, go to the park, field trips, things like that. So it's still not like fully planned exactly what we're doing, but we are going to do health on Fridays. So that basically is, 3 to 4 to 5 Fridays a month. And I haven't planned exactly what is in each week or anything. I'm going to do that as I go. I'll make sure I cover all the things. But I did get some resources. I didn't pull them out, but I shared them in, was it the last video? I don't know. The video about a free Blast from the Past. It's called Blast from the Past. Resources that I got for free from a long time ago. At least it's a long time ago to me. So I'm only 39. We're using for health as well. And then, again, I haven't planned yet, but music. I love doing music. We'll be doing a mixture of everything, like learning, ta, ti, ta, ta, stuff, different music instruments. We'll be playing my keyboard and play a little bit around with the guitars that we have around here. We also will learn music appreciation, and the different types of music, like rock, pop, stuff like that. So I got tons of stuff planned, and again, I'll share more once I've got it more planned. And art. Okay, so I bought from a million recommendations, so I can't say one particular person, but I got the How to Teach Art to Children. We did art on our own fine last time, but I like the idea of like not just doing fun art, but also teaching art lessons in it. So we're going to try going through this and seeing if we like it. And then I might throw things like when we're doing Christmas around the world, we're going to do Christmas art. But we don't do crafts. My youngest is 8, and I don't see the need to do crafts and have a bunch of crafts from the house that we're just going to throw out. I don't believe in crafts, except for the not very young. So we do art. So if I find, like, we're not going to do, like, you know, little tiny Christmas crafts, but if we have Christmas art, absolutely, we will do that. Different kinds. So we can use that. Just looking at what I have around me, I forgot to share a few things, but let me just, did I do music art? I did all those, yeah. So I mentioned supplementing my grade 3 grade 3's language arts. If Beauty Beautiful isn't enough for what I want, I still have this left over from last year. This is grade 3, but I had gotten it last year because she was a little ahead. It has math, reading, and writing. So again, I'll either on Fridays or like days let's take a break, we'll do some reading and writing from here. And I also have these that I'd bought before I picked the Good and the Beautiful reading and writing. These are Canadian Curriculum Series by Tammy Hayes. Writing Readiness and Reading Readiness, grade 3, ready to learn. And of course she has her cursive and her French. And I also have, if I find that she's really bad at spelling. She's awesome at reading, but she's really bad at spelling and writing. So if I find that it's not enough spelling in the Good and the Beautiful, I have this free resource, Spelling and Language Arts. It's grade 2, but again, she's not good at spelling. So each week it gives you words and then has little, answer the riddles, use your list words as A. B is write these words and underline them. Listen for the short use sound at the beginning of the word. That sort of thing. And then I really wanted to try Explode the Code, but it's not in our budget. Even though it's not really that expensive, just I can't spend more money right now. So I found this for free. Phonics Skills Open Court Reading, SRA McGraw-Hill. It's I think it's old, so I don't even know if it's available anymore. Oh no, it's only 2002. So yeah, I'm sure it might be available. So it's a phonics book. So it's got let's read, writing letters and stuff like that we're gonna probably skip. And then it goes animals, things that go, our neighborhood at work, things like that. So even though phonics is more about reading generally, she needs practice with writing and with reading words. So, for example, let's go down further. So she's going to learn, she knows how to make U, but she knows, will learn how to spell fuse and practice writing it. This side says, reading and writing. The mule has a cute hat. The mule licks an ice cube, and you're supposed to read it and then rewrite it. And then dictation. I haven't read the whole book, but I'm assuming I'm supposed to dictate her words, and she's supposed to write them. It's completing sentences, a couple different stuff. So we may include this somewhere along. All right, the only other thing I wanted to mention, this video is getting, a little longer than I was thinking. I'm trying to talk slower though, but I showed in another video that my older 2 homeschoolers have these student planners from a Plan in Place, so they're going to keep track of everything they need to do. So I'm going to show in another video, but I plan in one book, I write what they're going to do in my homeschool planner, and then every Sunday they're going to copy what they're supposed to do into their bigger books, and then they can check mark it when it's completed. And then for my youngest one, I didn't get her a planner, but also I wasn't sure if she needed one because I'm doing everything with her basically. So I found this at the dollar store. I've got this Studio Planner Daily Planner, 120 sheets. So it's a notebook that you rip off. For $3 at Dollarama. So it says it's got a spot for date, and then you can circle Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So every day she's going to, when she's done schoolwork before she goes to the next day, she's going to practice writing the date as numbers, circle what day of the week it is, and write down, and then I'll write down what she's going to do, and then that way she can check it off. Or I'll just do this, or something like that anyway. I think I covered everything I wanted to say. Oh, the only thing I was going to say was I mentioned my younger one is going to do um, reading on her own. Um, Somewhere down the line, I'd like her to do her very first book study, but she's in grade 3, so that's, just, I don't know that they technically do book studies yet, but I found, sorry, I gotta reach out the view for a second, a copy of The Velveteen Rabbit, which of course is very small. So I'm going to have her read a chapter or a section of The Velveteen Rabbit. I don't know if it has chapters. And do some work with it. But that's not till mid-year, to get her the idea of how a book study works. One other thing I wanted to address is I've seen lots of homeschool YouTube videos since I'm watching them since February last year. And I guess that's not a lot compared to some people, but it's a lot compared to me because I've been watching them a lot. And I see all kinds of book recommendations, and I've seen them on blogs too, and a lot of them look great, and I've gotten some that have been mentioned. But my child, especially my younger one, is very sensitive. And a lot of books, like even The Velveteen Rabbit, has a not great ending. And I don't know how she doesn't like anything like that. Like we can't even read Charlotte's Web because it has a spider in it, and spider dies. Like she doesn't like spiders either. How do you get your not younger, like my younger kid, but like not younger kids? How do you get your, say, 6 to 9 year olds to be a little bit less sensitive and allow you to read books that have deaths? Like I was just reading a book which I will share in another video. But it's like a nonfiction book. I mean, and she talks about reading these books to her children, her homeschooled children, and they're like, this happened, and this one person died, and that person got sick, and they lost their house, and this, and I'm like, how do you read that to your children without them bawling their eyes out? Like, her kids tougher than mine, or just because I haven't read aloud their whole life? Like, I don't know what it is. If you have any hints and tips, please let me know. So I think that's basically it. If you liked what you saw and you want to see more of the videos that I was talking about coming up, please like and subscribe. It makes it easier for you to find your videos, and also encourages me to keep making more. If you have ideas for a future video, or you want to see a walkthrough of anything that I have, let me know. And I will be sharing videos once to twice a week as much as I can, sharing my plans for all the if you want to watch my videos, you're going to have to deal with my messing up my words, because that happens a lot. I hope I talked a little slower this time. Probably not. Let me know if I talk too fast. Let me know if you want me to see any new videos, ideas. Let me know if you have an idea for my child who's sensitive. I think I asked a question at the beginning too, and I can't think of what it is at the moment. But yeah, let me know what you think of my plans, or if you're doing anything similar. I know, it was the dinosaurs thing. If you have ideas for free resources for dinosaurs that are not for preschoolers, that was the other thing. Let me know. I'm rambling. See you and bye. Have a good day.